Today we are working on a Toro push mower. It's a recycler 22-inch. It is my brother's and it's been sitting in a storage unit for 2 to 3 years and it is not starting. The fuel went bad in it. To this point I have drained the fuel. I took the carburetor off. It was full of water. I don't know how I got water sitting in a storage unit, but it did. Instead of going through the carburetor and cleaning it out, I just purchased a new carburetor. It was $12. A bottle of carb cleaner was probably $5. So that is what we were going to do. And I didn't have carb cleaner laying around, or else I probably would have just cleaned the jets out. But let's get to it. Okay, let's get this air box off. Air filter. Set that to the side. I don't have any of my tools ready. Typical. You wonder why they made this bolt and this bolt different sizes. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know. I don't know why they can't just simplify it. But that's why we're here, I guess. I don't know how that makes sense, but okay. These two outside bolts hold the air box assembly to the, I guess, the frame. The other two bolts that I took out hold the air box to the carburetor. And typical fashion, the carburetor is plastic. I'm gonna stop complaining, I guess. So let's take the fuel line off and clamp it off. I've already drained this fuel once, but I let this sit outside and we had a rainstorm, and I normally wouldn't let this sit outside or set a mower outside, but I did. I didn't catch it, and so I probably will end up draining this fuel just for safety, so I don't have to worry about that issue. And so it just kind of wiggles off here. There we go. And take the throttle cable off. And also the choke. You can see how this side doesn't bolt to the manifold. It just kind of presses in there with an O-ring or grommet of some sort. So let's verify that the carburetor I bought is the same. And I usually would do this before I take it apart, but I don't think I'm in my element today. The new carburetor's part number is 20339. It says with fuel filter. but this one doesn't have a fuel filter. We can install one, but that would mean I would have to get another fuel line. We probably won't install it. If it was for a customer, we would. Just for me. Okay. Let's compare them. They look the same. That little Teflon O-ring is still on, so let's make sure we take that off. And we turn this around. It even has a metal choke plate on the new one. That's surprising. I'll take it. But it all looks good. It all looks the same. Okay. Fuel lines look to be the same size. All right. It's a pretty straightforward repair. Set this to the side. Let's take this grommet off. So it fell off, but you have this O-ring on and also the Teflon, so it does have an O-ring. So, and they are both in the new one. So let's put the throttle cable on. And also the choke. Did this other day and it worked. It was pretty smooth. There we go. Just like that. Let's push this on. Make sure it seats. Ah, perfect. Seems like everything is lined up. All right. Let's make sure all these seem to work. I'm kind of getting caught, but there we go. I think it's good now. Let's put the fuel line on. Well, we still have to drain that, don't we? I can drain it from the top, but I don't. No, I don't want to drain it from the top because I don't want to unclamp this and have bad fuel going in that carburetor. So, 1 second. Came off easier. All right. Let me go get something to drain that into. All right, I got this water bottle. There we go. This is full. I don't know if we're gonna have to change out bottles, but we'll keep an eye on it. Just pick up our trash. Looks like that's the last of it. Smells like good fuel to me. All right. Put that fuel line back on. Let's do these clamps. Make sure this is seated. All right. Now let's let's put the air box back on. There we go. You can start everything a few threads and then we'll tighten everything up. If I can help from dropping it. Need those magnet sockets. Alright. Put the air box filter and housing back on. Alright, since we're already up here, let's take the spark plug out and just make sure it's clean. It's fouled up. I figured it was because I was cranking. I was trying to pull start it quite a bit. So we'll dry that off, put it back, clean it up. Alright, I got it cleaned up as much as it's going to get cleaned up. If I could get it started. I would usually re-gap it. The gap didn't look too bad, but I usually have my gapper on my keychain and I don't know where it's at. Story of my life. But the gap wasn't horrible, so we're gonna keep it. All right. Put that wire back on. We'll move this mower off of this truck and then we will see if this thing starts. I am going to reuse this fuel that I took out of it because it's good. Hopefully this thing starts right up. I don't have any reason why it shouldn't. I could make a bet and say 5 pulls, but I would make myself look stupid if it takes 20, so I'm not going to do that. One pull! Well, one pull, I'm pretty happy with that. So the cheapo carburetor seemed to work. It was an Amazon special. I don't even know what brand it was. I know it wasn't. I'm sure it was made in China, which is fine. But it works.